Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Hey guys,
now.
Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Quick update on two things. One, Evergrande was allowed to go under finally. China Evergrande seeks Chapter 15 protection in Manhattan bankruptcy court. Who owned Evergrande's debt? A lot of people saying that Tether owned a lot of that. And we did have a flash crash in Bitcoin. Huge flash crash. And Tether jumped up on the news. Something's going on again in cryptos. Who knows what it means? But Evergrande, there's a lot of high yield debt here that's gone bad. It's going to trickle down to everything. The other massive Chinese company about to go down, which is even bigger than Evergrande, is this one called Zhongrong. Zhongrong. I know that's not how you pronounce it. I think it's Shrongrong. Anyway, it is called the China's BlackRock. They are having protesters outside. The company won't pay. They're going belly up. Chinese investors protested outside one of the country's biggest shadow banks in a rare show of public outrage after the firm skipped payments on dozens of investment products. Videos of the incident appear to show about 24 protesters at Zhongrong International Trust demanding payment on high-yield products that were pitched as safe investments. In one of the clips posted on WeChat, seen by Bloomberg News, a woman angrily asked, "Why doesn't the company pay us back? It has already matured. Your financial statements said there's a profit." These guys have, how much is it? 5.4 billion in debt maturing this year. Again, wars are not only fought on the battlefield. China can absolutely destroy the U.S. monetary system by declaring Evergrande declares bankruptcy. I mean, China owns Evergrande. That's why they were able to kind of string it along. And now all of a sudden, right before all this shit's going to happen next week with the BRICS and then everything in September I've been screaming about, China pulls the plug on Evergrande, which should cause quite a few ripples, especially in the derivative market, massive derivatives related to Evergrande. So this is an official default under the rules of the ISDA, the International Derivative Standard Association, that Blythe Masters ran for a while when she was trying to rig all the markets. Whatever happened to Blythe? Where'd she go? Yeah. She was the head of one of the criminal banks when they just got busted. She belongs in jail. If she's still out, I'd be very surprised. Anyway, so yeah, two massive Chinese banks about to go down, banks/investment companies. Evergrande was mainly real estate related. And what does that do to other real estate companies? It just destroys. Real estate was already teetering in the U.S. and in China, all over the world, especially with high interest rates. And this is just the killer blow. And then if this Zhongrong goes down, they have almost $3 trillion in assets. Right up there with Jamie Dimon, largest bank in the United States, has just over $3 trillion in assets. So that would be a big deal. Chinese authorities have already set up a task force to study any possible contagion from the shadow banking group, which manages about $138 billion. The firm said it has no immediate plans to make clients whole. Given the recent net asset value markdowns and redemptions, we expect growth in trust products to slow, which could result in tighter property financing conditions and affect the bank's earnings and balance sheets. So says Goldman Sachs. They're having a cash crunch. And you might think, well, yeah, Chinese central bank can just come in giving them as much money as they want. They did the same thing with Evergrande. They let it last a couple extra years. But now they're pulling the plug. Why now? Will they pull the plug on one part and not pull the plug? Will they bail out Zhongrong? I doubt it. Very interesting times. The other thing I want to talk about, yes, volumes were kind of up today, as we would expect, as silver bottoms through the games they play. As you can see right here, pretty big volume right there. It took a lot of volume to get the price down over the last month during the Operation Silver Slam. Here it is. Ted Butler called this out. He called a red alert for the CFTC to check into it. CFTC did nothing like usual. They run cover for the banksters. But we are seeing a little pickup in volume right here and on the positive side. So remember the 200-day moving average is what the banksters will be gunning for. I think it's right around 20 for the 200-day moving average. It's about $23.30. It started to run right to it and then got slammed down. They're trying to get just a little blood out of the turnip. And by the way, here's something really interesting, because now the Silver Institute puts out the annual silver supply and demand. Many people have complained it's the worst document ever. All they do is add to what they had before, and they never get it right. Always on the low side on the demand side, and always high on supply. Supply, they estimated 2023 at 842 million ounces. I can tell you right now that at least 20 million ounces of that is gone because of the strikes. Number 2 mine in the world, Pennsylvania strike, and other strikes around the world, and mines shutting down. And they had literally, and that's just to stay flat. Look at the last 10 years in mine production; it hasn't done anything in silver. So when we get to demand, they are always just so far off. And photovoltaics, the solar panels, is the number one thing that is gaining all the attention, because in 2022, it grew from 110 million ounce demand to 140. That's a 30 million ounce rise. And they had it, and that was a 28% rise, but they have it going down to only a rise of 15% this year. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Everything I've read about solar panels this year is it is going to the moon. All the Biden programs are kicking in. Everything's kicking in now that COVID's over, and all these projects that have been planned forever need to be installed, need to be made. All that needs to be processed and developed. And it is. And these guys say that there's only going to be less than, so it's a 21 million ounce rise when last year was 30 million ounces. I'm expecting at least 50 million ounces to go to solar. And it looks like I'm right. Solar Market Report Insight for 2023, the first quarter saw an increase of 19%. 47% increase from quarter one of 2022. 47% in the U.S. And so I looked, so there's the two main consumers of solar panels are China and the U.S. China's number one, U.S. is number two. So if the U.S. is going up 49% in the first quarter, more, because as you get into the summer months, you sell more solar panels, right? Because the weather's better, you can make more. The first quarter was the best first quarter ever. And yet Silver Survey says, oh, no, we're going to do worse than last year. It is just a joke. So they kicked ass in the first quarter. The second quarter really hasn't been released for the U.S. But for China, listen to this. Jokar Solar Holding, one of the largest and most innovative solar module manufacturers in the world today, announced unaudited financial results for the second quarter. So this is just the second quarter of 2022. Mixed products was okay. Demand for European markets remained strong. Shipments to China market increased significantly year over year. Product mix was further optimized with shipments of large-sized products increasing to nearly 90% of total shipments. The first phase of cell blah, blah, blah reached full capacity, exceeding 24%. High visibility on book. Quarterly shipments were 10,532 megawatts, up 25.5% sequentially, and up 100% compared to last year. 102% compared to last year. These guys are absolutely kicking butt, making up 100% year on year. 104%. And the World Silver Survey says, oh yeah, they won't do 20 million ounces. But barely 20 million ounces. No, this is going to be 50 million ounces. Last year there was a 28% rise. I think we're looking at least a 40 to 50% rise in solar panel usage for this year, over 200 million ounces. And we're halfway through and it looks like we're there. We're getting there. Why do these guys at the Silver Institute constantly want to try to hide that silver's the best investment in the world? Well, we know why. Who buys their report? Jeffrey Christian and his banker friends. He provides them the numbers. It's a con. These guys are in on it. They're just too dumb to know they're in on it. Just insane. So yeah, already the mine production is off by at least 20 million ounces. And then on demand, they're off by at least, I'd say, 30 million ounces. That's 50 million ounce swing already when there was a projected shortfall of 142 million ounces. We're going to look at a shortfall of 200 million ounces in 2023. That's just, their investment numbers are ridiculous on this report. It's just a plug number. Well, we got our supply, we got our demand. Here's why they don't match. That must be investment. That's how these guys do it. It's kind of embarrassing. But hey, what do you do? It's the only report we have for silver, so at least it's something, right? So yeah, the silver supply and demand, photovoltaics going off the charts, electric vehicles going off the charts. They probably got that. They don't break out that one, just the photovoltaic tags. But EV cars are going gangbusters everywhere around the world, and they all use massive amounts of silver. So I wouldn't be surprised to see industrial silver hit the 60%, 65% of total silver supply. Right now it's like 55%. It depends where you want to put like photography. Is that industrial? That's not. They don't count it as industrial. They have the total industrial at 576 million ounces out of mine production of 842. Not counting recycling, but you got to count recycling, right? Because a lot of silver is recycled, industrial silver. And that's 124, 576. All right, let me do a little math here. 76. 56%, I think it's going to go over 60%, maybe to 65%, both because mine production is coming down. Silver recycling really hasn't done much. You'll get 5 million ounces here and there per year. But solar panels, just think how long solar panels stay in place. And are they going to really try to tear apart a solar panel for an ounce to 2 ounces of silver? At $10,000 silver they would, but not at $25 silver. $23 silver. Lots going on. Again, the flash crash in cryptos. Great time to pick up cryptos. Who knows what the hell? They could set the price of cryptos to minus $40 just like they did oil, just like they can with silver. This is the game to get your assets, get on the sidelines, and just watch. Stand back and let her ride. So what I got for you, I did post a great discussion with Andy about silver price suppression and something very, very important. I think the most important thing about silver, especially right now. Go check that out on the private road to Ruta.com. Bix, I'll talk to you.